Hey, Tiger Rush here, and I want to do just a quick training for you on this topic of to niche or not to niche. So, this is going to be showing you how to decide exactly who you serve so that you go out and you actually make money. So, right now, you may be feeling like you're not 100% clear on exactly who it is you serve. I know when I started out, I was trying to figure out like what would work, what wouldn't work. And there were literally messages in the market aimed at everything. You know, I was hit with messages about drop shipping, network marketing, affiliate marketing, Shopify stores, Amazon FBAs. I had tried them all and I was just so confused. I didn't know where my place that I felt that I fit inside of this online world. And it really caused me to feel overwhelmed. Like I was just spinning my wheels and just succumbing to what's called like shiny object syndrome. So every new opportunity was able to grab me and pull me in different directions because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what would work. I didn't understand the rules that this new world seemed to be playing by. And like no one was taking the time to really show me exactly what it is to do. And if you're feeling like this, I want you to drop in the comments like that's me, and know that it's not your fault. That the marketplace is really designed right now to always make you feel like the thing that you're doing and the area that you're aiming at is the wrong one, and their thing is the next big thing and the thing you should be doing, because what you're doing is yesterday's old news, like stale bread kind of thing. Now imagine if you actually were 100% clear on what it is you do and who it is you do it for. Do you think that this would help you create momentum in your business right now? That if you were able to go, this is who I help. I'm 100% passionate about these people. This makes me money. There's money to be made here. And this is what I love to do. Do you think that this would be able to allow you to focus? Because that's what it did for me. When I finally got clear on my exact niche, what problem I solved in the marketplace, this allowed me to be able to map out a plan that served them. And I was able to nail down exactly what it is I wanted to do. And it causes you, you'll see as well, once you're clear on who it is you serve, your message is so attractive to people who are looking for the direction themselves. So usually the people that you provide a program for, that you coach, that you provide consulting services for, are usually a former version of yourself. And most people are not clear on the direction that they're going or where they want to go or have a plan mapped out. And they're looking for a leader. If you're that leader who's clear on where you're going and what you're doing and how you're doing it, people will naturally gravitate to you like literally a magnet, because people like that certainty. People like that clarity that you'll have as an aura around you because you're doing that. So I want to go ahead and cover some big myths and pitfalls about niching down that I've found when working with clients, that I went through myself, and go ahead and map them out so that you don't end up stepping on those landmines yourself. You're not left holding the grenade with the pin out. So one of these is following your passion. So let me know, out of these that I list out right now, which one do you feel is your thing? Like maybe you have a belief about these, like, whoa, what is, like, follow your passions? I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Like, I thought you're supposed to follow your passions towards, building your online business. Like, if not, then, what is it for? Like, that's not right. Or if I niche down, I will leave money on the table. Or the idea of like build it and they will come. Go ahead and just build your course. Go ahead and just build out your programs and all these different things. And then once you're done, because you've gotten into action and momentum, people are just going to show up at the right time, at the right place. Everything will just align. Or you need to pick something. I need to pick something new that's never been done before. Like every time you came up with an awesome idea that you really liked, you thought would work, you're like, I can't do that because I saw somebody else doing it. I saw a guru out there making it. There's no room left for me. They're already doing it. Who am I? I'm just getting started. Nobody's going to pick my stuff over their stuff. Or, man, I just got to find the next big fad. Like what's hot right now in the marketplace. I just need to catch and ride that wave, and then I'll be okay. So let's go ahead and dive down into a few of these limiting beliefs, a few of these myths and pitfalls in the marketplace. So following your passion. Why is this not actually sound advice? When you hear people, I had my cousin actually has a tattoo that says "Follow your bliss," but why, when it comes to business, is this not a good practice? One is because even though it feels good, even though it feels warm and fuzzy and it sounds good when it hits your ears, like, yeah, man, follow my passions. Like I think the phrase is like, if you find what you love to do for work, and then you'll never work another day in your life or something like that. But the issue the reality of it is that what you're actually passionate about may be a good idea, but not a good idea for a business. It may not be a good business idea. So what do I mean by that? I once had a client who was super passionate about serving broke single mothers. So broke single mothers. So that sounds like, man, you're really passionate about that. You should start a business in that because that's where your heart is. They might even got that advice. I'm sure he did. And that's why they were like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then the pitfall lies in the fact that even though that is a good and noble cause, it's a good idea, it's a really great cause to work on and people to devote yourself to. But the key word there is a broke single mother. You can't build a business off of people who may be willing to pay you, willing to get your services, love you, love what you do, love your cause and your movement, but they're not able to actually buy your services, buy your courses, buy your products. So then you can't successfully build a business off of those passions. And there's tons of examples like that. So following your passions blindly does not necessarily lead to a viable business choice or a viable niche to get yourself into. It can really be misleading. Your feelings can really trick you if you don't go out and you actually have a structure or a way to go about validating your niche and your market ideas. Another is niching down will leave money on the table. I wish I had a dime for every time I've heard someone new to coaching, consulting, or course creation say, what I do literally can serve anybody. Like everybody can benefit what I do. I don't want to niche down because I think niching down is like going to limit my reach and what I can do. So what I normally try to use to explain this is imagine yourself at a busy intersection. There's thousands of people crossing. There's cars, there's sounds. Some people are going to work. Some people are going home. Some people are going to see their friend. Some people are going jogging. They're doing all these things, just busy, going and going, going and going. Everybody has their own story. Everybody's in a rush. And you walk to the corner of that intersection. And all of a sudden you say, hey, everybody, what's going to happen? Most likely nobody is going to turn around. You're not going to get anybody's attention. You're probably actually going to get the opposite result. People are probably going to avoid you and move away and not pay attention to you because they think you're nuts, standing out, screaming for everybody. Now, imagine if you were to walk to that same intersection, that same busy intersection, and yelled out, hey, John, I guarantee you there will at least be, 2 or 3, a handful of people who are going to immediately turn over their shoulder. Like, you call me? You talking to me? You have gained their attention. And what ends up happening is when you speak to everyone, no one hears you. No one listens. But when you get very specific and you call your message out to a specific person, that person, you call them by name, those people tend to look. So the same thing is if you look at social media, it's the busy intersection. So if you go to that busy intersection and you're trying to speak to everybody because your offer can help everybody, and it can, and you're like, hey, everybody, I got this amazing thing. Hey, everybody. What ends up happening on this busy intersection of social media? Nobody hears you. But if you walk there and you call out your avatar by their pain, struggling with X, Y, and Z, struggling with your lupus, struggling with your relationship in the dumps or whatever, that person is going to look over, they're going to stop scrolling and go, are you talking to me? Because you called out your avatar by their pain, just like you would call them out by their name. So the idea is, instead of going a mile wide and an inch deep, the better practice is to go an inch wide and a mile deep. So grabbing a handful of people that you can truly serve and going deep with them. All it really takes is 100 people. If you find 100 people over the course of a year that are willing to spend $1,000 with you, over that year, you have $100,000 a year business. So you don't need to have these huge followings to be able to create a decent living for yourself online. So you want to be a specialist versus a generalist online. Specialists get paid premium bucks. They get respected. They get, they're sought after in cases where people are really in pain. And generalists, they get drowned out. They become a commodity. So imagine if you had a heart problem right now, and who would you want to see? You want to go to your family doctor, or do you want to go to a cardiologist? You want to position yourself the same way in the marketplace. Another one is build it and they will come. This is one of the most dangerous ideas that I have seen come out there. It's a killer of like finances, your time, energy, and hope. I fell prey to this before. I literally went through what's called like the one funnel away challenge. And I was taught to like build out this funnel and these offers and the value ladder and all these different things. And I ended up building out all this stuff that I thought people would want. I built out this thing for meditation. I built out this auto recording that was like affirmations and meditations to kind of like rewire your consciousness and your thought. And I had another one inside of this website, this funnel, this sales funnel that I built. So if they bought that first thing for that audio recording, then the next thing I had paid $1,000 to a ghostwriter to write a book that would help people overcome limiting beliefs and be able to start a business and work on their money mindset and all these different things. I spent so much money. I spent so much time building this out, and I thought it was going to change my life. I was like, boom, I sent it live. I started a Facebook page. I was running around getting people to follow my page. I went live and I did all this stuff and I built it out and I made my offer, and I waited. I went to my ClickFunnels page and I literally felt like 1 inch tall, because all this hope, all this motivation, all this stuff I thought was going to be, it turned out to be a dud. Like not a single person bought. Not a single person bought. I had, I think, 2 different comments underneath that video that I actually did the pitch, I did the call to action, all that stuff. I had 2 people literally ask, is it free? And I had to answer like, no, because I was actually trying to make money with it. And I built all this stuff, and it wasn't anything that people actually wanted. I didn't know that because I did all the work and invested all the time and all the resources beforehand. I thought I had did my research. I thought I understood what was going on by trying to read the minds of my ideal client. I wasn't even clear on who my ideal client, but I thought everybody needs mindset, so everybody this should be sell like hotcakes. But you're not a mind reader. And people vote with their wallets. So that's how you determine whether or not something actually is a profitable niche to get into or a profitable problem to solve. And you want to sell people what they want and give them what they need. So you may be thinking right now, man, my 5 steps to mindset and limiting money blocks is the exact thing that they need. So you go out and you build all of that and you try to sell them on that thing in the marketplace, and they may not want it. But the thing that they actually want is how to get their first 2 or 3 clients, paying clients. So you go out and instead of trying to sell them on the money mindset stuff that they need, because mindset is a big portion of success, instead you sell them on getting their first clients. Why? Because once you sold them what they need, you can bring them into your program and give them the missing pieces. Once you sell them what they want, you can give them the missing pieces that actually what they need. So what's missing is their money mindset. What's missing is the way they view themselves and the way they show up in the marketplace and show up for opportunities. But what they want is money. What they want is opportunity. So you sell them opportunity, and then once they're in your program, once they're in your course, then you teach them the things that they actually need to get what it is that they want. So the next is pick something that has never been done before. And what ends up happening is you think that you have to be 100% original in whatever it is that you pick. Like if anybody else is doing it, then that ruins that, because this person's already doing it. And it's like there's already a guru in that space. But in reality, competition is a good thing. The internet has been around long enough now that literally almost every idea has been tried, tested, and a spin of it has been done in some way. So if you come up with this idea, you're like, oh my goodness, this is it. Nobody has ever done this. Nobody's thinking of this. That's when you want to get a little nervous, because if no one has ever thought about it in the history of the internet and tried it online, then there's probably a reason for it. What you could do is go out and actually test, see what's out there, actually do your research to find out like who's already selling it, who's already making money in those spaces. Because I guarantee you, if you have ever heard of like the oversaturation, like people think like, oh, the marketplace is oversaturated in this area. Most times, 99.9% of the time, that's just not true. It's just not true. The red ocean, blue ocean, if you ever heard of that, the idea is not necessarily going into a niche and doing an idea that's never been thought about before. What it actually is carving out a space within that niche that is your particular angle and take on the thing that everybody else, that all other competition is there, so that you fall into place in the ecosystem in such a way that you actually stand out and differentiate yourself. And you can do this through standing on the shoulders of giants. So it's a good thing that people are already doing it, because you can go model. Notice I didn't say steal or copy or plagiarize, but you can go model what it is that they're doing, and you can get similar results. Success leaves clues. And then picking a fad and riding the wave. I've had so many people I've talked to come in with this type of mentality, especially when starting off online in the very beginning, is I'm just looking for the quickest way to make money. I'm just looking for what's really hot right now. I can get in that, make a bunch of money. Then later I can actually go pick something that is more of a fit for what it is I do. Number one, that's not a long-term strategy, and it's like playing Russian roulette with your business. Because in the inside information that usually people get and they give out is like a scam. This really super secret squirrel 5-step strategy that nobody knows about to target Facebook ads and find out, get this information before everybody else. So usually that stuff is all marketing. It's none of it's actually really real. And by the time most people notice a wave, the wave is already breaking. The only time that you really can ride these types of waves successfully is if you do catch them way early in their early stages and you get up in front of the wave. But only a few people really get to that point. What you want to do is actually go with the tried, true, tested ways to create a long-term, sustainable business that you actually are in alignment with. So with that being said, I want to give you, these 4 questions that if you answer them and you get clarity on these 4 things, you would have laid the exact foundation that you need in order to pick a business that's going to be profitable and that's going to be something that you are going to enjoy. And you're not going to, in 6 months from now, even if it's making money, you look at this business and go, I hate doing this business. So I'm gonna walk through these, and there's still more to this. Like everything, of course, I can't teach you everything about market research and niche picking in this quick training video, but what we could do is go ahead and get these first foundations laid out. So question number one, who do you absolutely love to serve? Meaning like you would literally serve them for free if push came to shove. So go ahead and grab out a piece of paper, write down the answer to that. Number two, what is their big hairy problem that they are, this is important, willing and able, both willing and able to pay to solve. If they're only willing but they're not able, that's not a good choice. If they're not willing but they're able, that's also not a good choice. They need to be both willing and able. Go ahead and write that one down. Now, number three, what do you absolutely love doing? What do you love to do? Now, here's the caveat. If the answer to number three, go ahead and write the answer down now. If the answer to number three doesn't align with the answer to number two, then you need to go back and pick another number one. Maybe your second best number one, your second most passionate people that you love to serve. So I'll say that again. If the answer to number three, what you absolutely love to do, doesn't align with the question, what their big hairy problem that they're willing and able to pay to have solved, meaning if you don't actually, what you love to do it doesn't match what they need done, then you need to pick another group of people to do work for. And number four, what are you the absolute best in the world at doing? Now, don't get too caught up on number four, because with immersion, we humans have this amazing ability that if we go out and we immerse ourselves in a topic, for a few weeks at a time, a few months at a time, and we go out and we get into action, you're going to know more than 95% of the rest of the world in that topic, and you'll be able to help people who are a few steps behind you be able to get to the point where you are. And that's all you really need in order to be able to help other people with your courses, with your coaching, with your consulting, is to be just a few steps ahead. Imagine when you were in kindergarten and you were lining up for lunch and you saw the fifth graders coming down the hall. You thought that they were amazing. You're like, oh, snap. One day I really hope I could grow up to be like those guys. Those guys are amazing. So you are somebody's fifth grader right now to compare to their kindergarten. And, so get into alignment with these four questions and do your research. The thing is whoever understands their ideal client most wins. That's who makes the most money. Because this business, any type of business, the name of the game is solving problems. That's how money exchanges hands in the marketplace. Whether you're working a job right now, if you look at the job that you're working, the reason your job exists, the reason your company exists is because it solves a problem for someone else, some group of people, some organization, something out there in the marketplace. Some pain. So all avatars are based on a pain that they need solved. So this whole idea of like an avatar or a niche is like, oh, I serve a single white women, 25 to 35 years old in the Midwest in Nebraska. Like that's nonsense. Like some of that stuff will be beneficial in mapping out your avatar and some of your messaging, but at the core of it, your niche, your avatar is actually their pain. It's the pain. That's what people pay for. People, if you ever listen to Tony Robbins says the only reason that people do anything is to get away from pain and toward pleasure. So your niche, your offer is to help people go away from their pain where they are currently right now to the pleasure that they want. And that's why people give you money. And if you can pick up on the internal conversation that your ideal client's already having in their heads right now, you gain instant trust, instant credibility. Because if I were to sit here thinking, man, I have this humiliating thought, I have this humiliating problem, this frustrating problem that keeps me up at night, I feel like people don't understand me, I don't understand me, and I run across you explaining my problem, articulating my problem better than I even know how to articulate it. Because you're able to do that, I automatically, this is a thing with human nature and the human mind, I automatically attribute you with the ability to solve that problem as well. So if you're able to get clarity in these areas, that's how you're going to gain your momentum. That's how you're going to become attractive to your ideal client. And not only your ideal client, so you're not leaving money on the table, but because your messaging is so clear, because your focus is so clear, people who are peripheral, people who don't actually fit that exact avatar are also going to be attracted to you. So what I have is a free worksheet that I've created. If you ever play the game 21 Questions. So the game 21 Questions is, you start out, a person thinks of a person, place, or thing in their mind. They don't tell the other person. The other person gets 21 questions that they get to ask, and simple yes or no answers. The person responds back. And within those 21 questions, you guess what the other person is thinking. It's crazy. If you've never played the game, it's amazing how it works. It's super fun. Try it out. Look it up if you need to. But what I've done, I have this worksheet that's called 21 Qs, or comment 21 Qs. It's 21 questions that you'll be able to go out, and you can either do it with yourself or with a friend. And it's literally like a game. But at the end of the game, it's designed that once you answered all the questions, you will already have your exact niche and your offer mapped out. So if you want this, I want you to go into the comments right now and comment 21 Qs, and either myself or someone from my team will reach out to you.